to recognize my uncle, Myron Pywasit from the Menominee Nation, who has been asked to render our invocation here this afternoon. Uncle.
Naho, wawanan. Nanako na the kids. Okimasa. Naho mama kono o kitchen zazos. Skinikinaka. Ochi kacho anaka. Kapisi wapa anaka. Ama sikasawa no anaka. Ano watch kamasa masarok. Not the mokan do that. Let's go say win. Masik pamat say win. Masik not the moan. Maunani natanaway maknak. Maunay wiyak. Nich mamach talk. Nishna bay. Nishna bay. Naho mama kono no. Mawanan. Ayun. Many kiskat. Maunay kako saltawa. Case Ben Kewacha na sin, so I na Chumokuman, it's the end. I asked our Father up above to have pity on me and to forgive me for using this English language. But I don't know my language that well. And I'm not going to explain why, because we all know what happened in the past. But I know enough to ask our Father up above, His Son, and His helpers for that strength, that life, and that help for my relatives and for all the people. And the way my uncles taught me is that when we speak for all people, all nations, because we're all the Creator's children, each and every one of us. And we all have our different ways and our different ceremonies to respect Him. But I asked Him for life and strength for all my relatives and all the people. And I say, Matchwawanan to Mama Konono, our Father up above, for bringing our veterans home, the ones you see here, holding the flags. I think about my nephews here, that are combat vets that came home. You know, I think about all those things, but I ask Him, I say, Matchwawanan to Mama Konono, for bringing them home. But I ask Him for continued help for all our relatives and all our friends and all our people that are still in those wars across that match Nape, the great water, fighting in wars today. And I ask that He watch over them, protect them, take pity on them, and make it so too that they can come home. And that when they come home, they find their relatives and friends in a good way. I ask that of Him for our Samakanatoak. I ask Him to hear our prayers for all our relatives and all our people that are sick, that are hurting, no matter who they are, no matter where they are. I ask Mama Konono to give them that help that they need, and to hear their prayers, and to hear the prayers of their relatives, the ones that worry about them. I ask Mama Konono for that. I ask Mama Konono to look after and watch over all of our Nichanak, our children, to keep them safe, to protect them, to help them in their future, and to help their parents so that they can bring them up in the right way. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, there's ways that you have to teach your children. And that's what we try to do in our nation. We teach our children. And I'm always proud to hear my sons, my daughters, my nephews, my nieces, even my grandchildren today starting to speak Omano Manewak, our language. And that makes me feel good, because I didn't get a chance to do that. But now today they do. So each and every one of you come from different parts, different nations, different cultures. Teach your children what you know, because that's what we're here on our Kokomasa Kamakana, our grandmother earth. That's what we do. We teach our children. And they watch our every movement. They watch everything that we do, and they learn from us. Just like my nanak when the teacher, Ogimasa, said, I've been singing a long time. I started out with my uncles when I was 6 years old, the Menominee Chiefs. And then I started the Wolf River Singers. And then in 1972, I started Smoky Town. And I've been with Smoky Town since. But you know, it's things that I love to do, and I love singing for all our people here that are in this circle. I love singing for our veterans. I love singing for the people that can't be here. I think about our relatives that are sick, that are in homes and hospitals. I think about them because they would like to be here too, but they can't. So we think about them, we sing for them, you dance for them. You keep them in your hearts and in your mind. And that's the way I was taught. And that's what makes this circle so powerful. And I've had people ask me why we dance in a circle. We dance in a circle because that's the way life is. It keeps going. And we think about those that have lost loved ones, lost relatives. It hurts. But my elders always told me our people are always with us. This shell, this body that we have, it gets tired. And our people go home. We say our people go home to the West. But their spirits, their souls never die. They're always with us. And they told me that goes for everybody. It's just that some people forget those things. And they're sad all the time. But you should be glad. Because our people that have went home, they don't have to deal with everything we deal with every day in our lives. The hurt, the sick, the suffering. We see that, we feel that. They don't. They're in that good place we call home. So I ask you to think about that. I know a lot of people that have lost loved ones and I know they're lonesome. But I talk to them this way so that they know. And that's what I want all of you to think about. Your relatives are always by you. Even though you can't see them, they're with you. So remember those things. But I ask Mama Konono and all his helpers to make it so that we can all get home in a good way, a safe way. And I thank them for giving us here today. And I thank them for the beautiful day. And I thank them for everything that we have in our lives. But these are the things that I was told to speak for, to think about everybody. And like I said, we're glad to see our Samakanator, our Nanawito, our veterans standing here today. And I tell my nephews that have been to war. I'm glad that they're home. Each and every one of us. These flag songs that we sing were for our Kinomekwan Kikakewehan, our eagle staffs. But we also include the Stars and Stripes because all our people have fought under that flag. And all your people have fought under that flag. And so that's why they call it US of A. And so that's what we think about. And we're glad that all our relatives got home. I hope that you feel the same way. And I hope that if you have relatives that are fighting in the wars across that big water, that you pray for them, think about them, and make it so that they can come home. Because my elders used to tell me when we prayed together, Mama Konono hears every prayer. And him and all his helpers are the ones that help us, not any one individual. It's Mama Konono, our Father above. So I ask him to forgive me if I've forgotten anything. But I ask him to hear my prayer, but also to hear all your prayers. Because my elders say that when somebody is speaking and praying, we should all pray together. Because we all know somebody that needs help. Think about them. Help them. And in turn, Mama Konono will help you. These are the things that I was taught, and these are the things that I pass on. So with that, I say, Wawanan to the ones here, that the committee that asked me to say this prayer, I say, Match Wawanan to you. And I ask Mama Konono to make it so that we can all be here, be good to one another, respect one another, and love one another. This is what I ask of Mama Konono. All these things I ask of Mama Konono, Nakamoka and all his helpers, because I know that they're the ones that can do that for us. Now, I want to watch, I'll keep them in the 10-way mountain, and then